Hello, everyone. So today we are talking about one of the main problem, the common problem that every revenue managers, hoteliers, general managers faced in their day-to-day life. So let me ask you something. Every single day, your hotel generates hundreds of data points, right? And like KPIs such as occupancy, ADR, pickup, competitor rates, segment pays, and a lot of things. But here's the real question: how many of those data points actually turn into a real decisions or immediate decisions? Are there any? Because at the end of the day, revenue is not driven by the data, but revenue is driven by the decisions, right? Earlier in our a lot of webinars that we have done, we saw a lot of impactful, insightful widgets like snapshot. We have saw annual summary, forecast, pickup, reservation activity, seasonality. Then in day by day, we saw a lot of about strategies, market segments, room types, the last year's in forecast, cancellation activity, SWOT analysis, segment drill down, where we can saw a lot of insightful widgets that is related to the segment drill down, how the market segments divided into the total booking, total on the books. Then we have seen the forecast and the pickup booking curve for like last past 90 days to the current date. We have seen demand calculator. Along that, we have seen a performance monitor, pricing ladder that how in the slab of occupancy our rate are changing, our ADR is affecting, and how our competitors were changing their price accordingly, and we will monitor that. Then revenue strategic call, then rate shop, benchmarking. The last webinar, if you have not seen the displacement calculator widget, please go and watch displacement calculator that we have shown, demand score, what if pricing simulator also. So such types of impactful and insightful widget that revenue managers use into their day-to-day life. But what happened is the problem today, most revenue manager and even the data analysts are stuck in what I call like what you have the dashboards, right? You have the reports, you have beautiful charts, but still you are manually scanning the data like for a month or for a week or 14 days. You are interpreting signal yourself, you are reacting late because of it, and sometimes you don't act at all, right? If I'm wrong, just let me know. But this is the problems that every revenue managers and hoteliers general manager usually face, because the system tells you what is happening but never tells you like what should I do, what should I have to do when this type of data or this type of scenarios comes in, when exactly should I act it, whom to do this action and everything, right? And that's delay the decisions, and that's where the revenue is lost. That's where you put your revenue on the table. So we have seen a system like this a lot of times, which has 20 plus budgets, multiple dashboards. We have a lot of systems were there, deep analysis layers, forecasted, page chart, pickup curves, and yes, they are insightful, no doubt. But let's be honest here, insightful widgets, impactful widgets, the forecast layer, the pace layer, that tells you what is happening in the data or your property, what happening in your property, but it doesn't tell you exactly what we do, what you have to do, at what stage you should increase your rate and everything, right? That we all know. So that's the gap in the industry right now. This is exactly why we built RM Copilot. It's not just another dashboard, not just another analytic tool, but a virtual revenue manager, a system that doesn't just analyze your data, but it thinks, it decides, and guides actions. So this is where RM Copilot answers the three most critical questions in revenue management. First is what to do, how to do, and when to do. And it does this automatically from your live data. So let me take one of the real example, like signals, rate parity violation, let's say. So RM Copilot detects the range, the date range from this to this, where the date, where the rate should be $97 to let's say $102 to $110 for the same date across the different channels. Now, normally, what would you do? You would investigate manually, right? But RM Copilot does something different. What he do? He will check all the data. He will find based on whatever the instructions we were give or we will give as an input to the RM Copilot. It detect the signals based on three layers: critical, high, and medium. Based on that, it will gives us a lot of different signals based on a different we can say segments, rate parities, like budget gaps, then ADR leaks, a lot of it, right? So are you interested in seeing how RM Copilots give the signals, how RM Copilots makes your day-to-day life and every morning easy peasy? So let's see. Let me quickly open RM Copilot dashboard for you. Okay, so this is RM Copilot, Revenue Manager Copilot. Look like this is we can say for a property, one of my property and one of my clients' property, and this is how the data look like, and this is how all the signals, the KPIs you can see, the visualization you can see, like everything a revenue manager wants to see in the morning or before making any decisions. Everything is on this RM Copilot. So let's quickly jump into it, and I'll show you every each and every feature, each and every tab to better understand. Also, we have right now fraud properties over here, where in this panel you can see the high signals RM Copilot have given is 10 and medium would be 3. The occupancy is right now 58%. ADR is at $89 and out of order is much higher for this property. We'll see it afterwards. We can see the budget pays means it is 110%, which is the property is performing so much better, right? Yeah, so this is how the side panel look like. We can check whether how much the pays are working for our property, what is our occupancy ATR and out of orders with the signals allocated to that property. So right now it is for the 29th March. This property has 126 room, where we have this view today's snapshot, where we can see the room sold occupancy along with their forecast STLY same time last year value, occupancy with their left to sale, ADR with its STLY ADR, RevPAR, and it's compared with the revenue, then out of order, which means from 126, we have 39% of the inventory, which is out of service right now, the self versus the comp set rates. So this is how we can say this is a snapshot view where we can get to know what is how our hotel is performing today. Then we have month to date March pacing. Right now we are at total of 57%, where our budget is at 66 and our forecast is 58, which is so accurate. And on the book is rooms is total 220 2020 to 3, and then we have the on the book, which is 103, and revenue is this much. Then we have 7-day pickup trend. We can see on 29th of March our 1-day pickup is 6, 3-day pickup is 13, and 7-day pickup is 24, with the on the book 73. We can see all this for the 7 days, like how much pickups in last 24 hours, in last 3 days, and last 7 days, based on what the on the book for that day. So we have till April 4th, where we can see we have 1-day pickup, which is 3, 7, 24, which is not bad for this type of property. It is a good number. And then we have top signals. This is the signals that RM Copilot have given. We can see rate parity violation, budget gap, segment leaks, and you can see ADR delusions. Then we have segment leaks, which are in the medium. So we can see here for 29, we have for this property, we are at $97 to 133 across the different rate movement snapshot for the same check-in date, indicating consistent pricing presentation across the channels or the times. Then for the next 30, we can see with the remaining selling days in the month, on the book room revenue is this versus the budgeted is this and STLY is this. And we can see we are 2% below the STLY on the revenue, with on the book occupancy at 28% versus the budget is 75. This is for the April they were talking about. Then if you want to see a deep dive, we can see the revenue impact recommended action. So here, this is what I'm talking about, the recommended action. So many dashboards, so many PMS, RMS tells you, show you the charts, different types of charts, analysis, forecast layer, but RM Copilot gives you a recommended actions, the revenue impact, the revenue you are lost, whom to take this action. Like this is where you can see this action, this signal, and this is the recommended action for it, and the owner should take this revenue manager and distribution reservation team should take this action within the 48 hours. So this is what RM Copilot tells you. Here you can see director of sales, then here revenue manager, here revenue manager. Sometimes it's also like here it is the critical ones, right? So critical ones are taken to, let's see, for one of it is the revenue manager, but this action should take immediately, not within the 48 hours. So you should take it immediately, revenue, after taking all the decisions made by the revenue manager. Then we can come back to our original property where we can see we have medium signals also here, under which we can see it is for 4th of April, which says the OTA discount contributes 38 room nights at the ADR of 71, making up the majority of Saturday businesses compared to minimal retail, where the retail is right now one room night, and the brand discount and negotiated volume. While we can see last year OTA discount was 45 rooms, right? So 45, and the higher ADR would be $88. So we can see this type of signals RM Copilot would give, and here we can see under which the revenue impact, then recommended action should be that you should consider it with marketing to drive direct weekend demand at a rate closer to the last year retail, and you should take this action within the 1 week. So this is how this first overview part and the signal part would look like, and tells you the recommended action, honors, and the deadlines and the impact. So let's see the second thing. Okay, so as we saw the signals generated by RM Copilot from critical, high, and medium, the three part of the signals and alerts. Now we can see the 7-day outlook here. We can see we have the dates from 29th of March to 4th of April, where we can see the on the books rooms, forecasted rooms, and then STLY. This is all the visualization that mostly revenue manager would see while taking the decisions for the next 7 days or the next week. So here we have self rate versus comp set. As we can see, 29th of March, we have $114 and comp set is about 137. Comp set average is about 137. So this is the 7-day outlook for self rate versus comp set average. Then we have all the data for that 7 day from day of week to the room sold forecast, same time last year value. This is the rooms. Then occupancy percentage, ADR, rev bar, revenue, left to sale, out of order. As you can see today, 29, we have 49, as we can correctly see that number over here also. Then we have on 30, we have 2, then 1 till, we can say more days, but we have right now 7 days. Then we have all our self rates, then our comp average rates, 1 day pickup, like we have from last 24 hours, we are getting +6 new reservation booked, and 3 days we are at +13, and 7-day pickup is +24, which is, I think, comparatively a good number for the March month. Then if any events were present, then we can give it over here, right? So this is the 7-day outlook. Then we have high demand dates. So in high demand dates, we are uh, checking like we are keeping it ascending wise, like the highest demand score, which is today 116. We can see in RevEVOLVE day by day on the strategy, we can see we are the green flags for today's date, because our occupancy is at 58%, so which is a good number. Then we can see March 3, which is I think weekend, so, April 3, sorry. Yeah, April 3, we have about 73 percentage of occupancy, where 92 rooms sold, and with the ADR of 83, which we can see it is effect of weekend. Then on Thursday we are at 78 demand score with the 48 percentage of occupancy, and then it is just about the 73 percentage, which is a really good number, right? So this is all the same KPI that any revenue manager would see for the high demand dates. Then we have the 7-day pickup dates, like the visualization of this data over here, like the pickups and the numbers of ADR, the forecast, and everything. Then we are seeing the rate section. Here we can see ourself, our property is 114 to what our other competitors are. So this is the average line. This 4 to 5 competitors are out of the average range, and we are still under our average bar. So we can see that also over here. Then we can see this is the, I think, one of the best uh, widget or visualization that revenue manager should use to see whether the segment mix for the room nights or for the revenue or ADR is split into or divided into. So retail capture 2.7%, then employees, OTA retail, OTA discount. We can see here OTA discount is capturing more, 21 rooms, and the second one is, I guess, brand discount, and the third one would be the corporate negotiated, as you can see in the percentage over here. Then we have segment performance, same in the rooms, ADR, revenue, last year rooms, and year on year trend, like whether the segment is there last year or it is a new this year. So you can see that. Also, we have one new thing that during the call or the meeting with the revenue manager, like hotel team meeting, revenue team meeting, if you have any action while seeing any data or talking on any date, if you have any action that comes into your mind, you can just click over here. You can create, you can give the name, you can give the date, you can give the due date over here, assign to whom. Then you can write the type of action, like it is a critical action, it is in high, or it is like a medium action, then what its impact on, and what the details are for that action. So you can just save action item and it will show over here, and you got that. You do not need to remember this, just you should add this action item over here, so that whatever the people who are using RM Copilot, and this RM Copilot feature will got to know that he or she should take this action item, right? Then over here you can see this is a deep dive, that is like the 10 alerts of high alerts or medium alerts. If you want to deep dive more into that alerts, then you can click on this, and you can see over here the minimum rate, like for rate parity violation. You can see the min max rate, the rate spread across the check in, check out, the days out, impact level would be high, the revenue risk, then action deadline also over here, right? Then you can see that why this type of signal or this signal is fired, because inconsistent rate presentation was there. There is the variance, you can see over $97 to 133 across the different snapshots in the rate parity part. Then potential OTA ranking penalties, the risk of the revenue loss happened. So because of this three reason, and the signal is fast. Sorry. Then we have the revenue impact analysis, which is like already lost. Whatever the revenue is lost, while comparing it to the budget, the revenue lost at $97 instead of $129 for 25 rooms that are already sold. Like if you set your price at $97, but RM think that you should sell because of this reason. Let's say your competitor average is high, your pickup is high, or maybe there is some events happen around your hotel, so you should keep your price at $129. So for that, the revenue, but as they suggest that RM Copilot suggests that if 129 is the good price, but you kept at $97, so how much you lost your revenue, how much your revenue is at risk. Upside, if the bar matches the comp set, you should generate this revenue. If you upscale or increase your revenue, increase your ADR, sorry, or bar rate, then your total revenue impact range would be $2,200. Then we have the recommended actions over here. We can see audit all the connected distribution channels and CRS for 29 March to confirm the align to correct bar rate suggested in the lows 120s range, right? So this type of actions are in Copilot generated to make your decision better and maybe on time. Like why this action is going to happen, what is the revenue impact for it. You can see this is the current rate disparity happens right now. So you can see this type of recommended action and you can think upon it and take action immediately. Then you can export the CSV from here. You can get all the data that is right now present on the screen. Then you can export the PDF. You can see same visualization in the export PDF. Then you can email also to whomever you want to email it. Write the mail over here and click on the send, and you can see the email. The email over here is too much important that every revenue manager, I've heard a lot from the revenue manager that he or she in the morning look at the email summary. Like we have the feature on the RevEVOLVE of daily, weekly, and monthly snapshot, right? And we have a different types of widget and visualization on that, and we send it to the clients, like revenue managers, right? So what will they do in morning when they wake up? They check their email, like for daily, for weekly, and monthly, whatever they have scheduled for, and he or she check the emails and see that how that decision, the yesterday decision they have taken over the price, over the segments, rate codes, rate planes, would give a better result or not, or whether the revenue is generated from it or not. So that email part is one of the most important thing. So we have also created such email in RM Copilot. I'll show you after sometimes. Just keep watching this. Okay, then we have chat with Copilot, call Copilot, schedule meeting, and setting. In schedule meeting, we'll see first, we can just click on the plus sign, and if you want to schedule meeting with any person that you want to talk, whether it is a hotelier, whether it is a revenue manager, general manager of the hotel, whatever, the person should write the title over here, select the time, start and time zone. If you want to schedule it for daily, weekly, or monthly, then we'll give you the feature also. Then If it would be daily, then boom, you want to, like, you can add multiple people also from here. Then write additional note like what is the agenda, on which topic you want to talk about, and just click the schedule meeting. And they got the Zoom link. For now we are only working with the Zoom part. We'll see, we're right now working for Google Meet also, and maybe in future Teams, but right now you got a Zoom link for it, and you just click the schedule meeting and you got that link, and the person you have selected, you got the link. Then we have chat with Copilot. So here in chat with Copilot, we can chit chat with the RM Copilot on whatever the reason we want to talk about, whatever the query we have. So we'll see today's occupancy, ADR, out of order, revenue, and room sold over here. Then we have our signals also. I've asked before this webinar, ask a question like lead time shift on the April 3rd, where I asked this question, and it gave me that the key metrics like driven by early booking at higher area, which is $77 and 8 to 15 days window, room sold occupancy, area RevPAR, then performance highlight like highest volume, lowest volume, shift like guest booking earlier and reducing late booking share compared to last year. Then business insights like move pricing review and bar optimization to at least 15 days out. Here you can see the graph for it. You can see from 3 to 5th. We can see 0 day to 1 day to 2 day to 7. We have a different buckets as we have in the RevEVOLVE widget. So here also it's same like 0 1 day to 7, 8 to 15 till we have 90 to 91 days up. We can clearly see the room nights last year, room nights for April 3, then for 4th last year we are at last year room nights were less than this year, but for 3rd of April we are in a good place, and here we have like equal amount of room nights. So here you can see about the booking window, lead time shift, and here it is all about the ADR. Like for 0 days, how our ADRs was, how our 18 to 15 days, 16 until 90 days, how our ADR looks like. So this is how when you ask any question to Copilot, any query, it will give you the insights with the visualization view that you can compare the data with. So here if I have also predefined questions like what is my OTA discount exposure for this month, then what is my 24 hours pickup, and what states are gaining the most. This is the most common question that any revenue manager would have asked. Also, this is all the signals that if you want to talk on, you can just click and it will give you the brief summary on it. Also the action items and key metrics. So I've asked a lot of questions. You can see such type of visualization RM Copilot give. So which is very helpful for any revenue manager to compare the data, right? So here it gives the OTA discount has been a major contributor to the room nights. As we have seen in our market segment, OTA discount is a major contributor, especially on the weekends and high demand dates. While this booking are supporting occupancy and they consistently delivering the lowest ADR also, and OTA discounts often account for 30 to 40 or more of total occupied rooms on peak nights. So yeah, this is like you can see rooms sold from 2 to 43 OTA discount rooms per day, and the highest on the weekends. So OTA captures more for this property. It will give you the insights also that use OTA discount tactically for low demand periods to protect your ADR, because on the weekends, if the OTA discount is more than your the commissions or the ADR, you can just give it is like more. So the revenue you're generating from it is very less, right? So try to restrict it and use it for the low demand days. So such type of insights RM Copilot give. Then we can see the call Copilot over here. I'll call it with the RM Copilot, and we'll see how RM Copilot call voice board will work. Okay, so let's click on the call Copilot and we'll give him allow. Just wait.
Hello, I'm your RM Copilot. How can I assist you today? Hi there. Hi there. Let's dive in. What area would you like to focus on first? Occupancy trends, rate adjustments, or booking pace?
So hi, I want to know more about my performance of this property and what the strategy action item you would suggest for me for your tomorrow.
Got it. Let's focus on tomorrow. I recommend pushing rates by $10 as occupancy for tomorrow is at 72%, and the pace for the next 7 days is tracking 3 points behind last year. Does that align with what you're looking for?
Yes, go ahead.
Push rates by $10 because occupancy is at 42% for tomorrow, and the ADR is currently $96, behind the comp set average. Would you like to adjust anything else?
Can you tell me what will my 7-day outlook look like?
Sure, I recommend pushing rates by $5 for the next 7 days because the pace is tracking 3 points behind last year, and ADR is $92 versus last year's $89. Would you like to dive deeper into a specific date?
Is there any events present for the next 7 days that will be capture more revenue for me?
No major events are showing up in the next 7 days, so we'll need to focus on capturing demand through other channels. Would you like to adjust rates or inventory next?
Yeah, I want to focus on the segments, how my segments are in a different room, total inventory. How is my segment mix analysis look like?
Focus on shifting more rooms to the corporate negotiated segment because it's up 8 room nights compared to last year's pace. Do you want to adjust pricing for that segment?
Yes, I want.
Push rates by $8 in the corporate negotiated segment because demand is up 8 room nights and ADR is currently $96 versus last year's $83. Does that align with your next step?
Yes. Can you tell me my OTA exposure for the next 7 days?
The OTA discount segment shows 7 room nights booked for tomorrow with an ADR of $94. Do you want to shift pricing or adjust availability for OTAs?
Yes, I want to. Can you give me how can I adjust my 7 room nights ADR?
Understood. I recommend adjusting the ADR for OTA discount by pushing it up by $5 because current ADR is at $94, which is below the competitive average. Does that strategy work for your goal?
Yes. Can we talk more on the signal part?
One key signal is a rate parity violation on 2026 329. Your rate varied between $97 and $133, which could cause OTA ranking penalties. Immediate action, audit all channels and align rates. Does this match the area you're looking to dive into?
Yes. Can you tell me which segment I should close because it not give me more revenue generation?
Close the OTA discount segment by 5 rooms for April 4th because revenue there is trailing last year's ADR by $17 and it's crowding out more profitable segments. Would you like to adjust minimum stay requirements as well?
Okay. Can you tell me about the budget? How we are on the budget this month?
You're currently behind the budget. On the books occupancy is 57% versus the budget of 66%, and revenue is $229,583 compared to a budget of $209,000. I recommend tightening pricing or adding promotions on upcoming dates. Would you like to focus on occupancy or ADR next?
Let's look for the pickup part. What was my pickup? Is it accelerating or not?
Pickup in the last 7 days is accelerating. We added 162 room nights, up from 4% from forecast, though ADR is up by $1. This suggests demand is improving. Would you like to shift inventory or adjust rates to capture it?
I want to adjust rates to capture it more.
Let's push rates by $5 because the 7 day pickup is accelerating, with 4 percentage points of occupancy gained. Does that fit with your strategy?
Yeah. Okay, thanks. We'll talk later.
You're welcome. Feel free to reach out anytime if you need more help. Talk soon.
So likewise, we can call Iron Copilot and we'll look how this Copilot gives a strategy to us, action item to us. Like revenue manager related, more questions should be asked to train it more and more and make it better. Then we have also the pre-recorded sessions over here where you can listen if whatever you can the talk that you have with the voice bot, you can see the transcript over here, you can download it if you want to, and you can see, you can listen over here also, right? So this is the Copilot, called Copilot works, and I think it is a very good when we are in the meeting with the like revenue manager or hoteliers. This is one of the key component that I think revenue manager would have to like talk with on the numbers, on the data, or on the strategies like action items, right? So this is how all the AI summary, chatbot, a voice bot, the signal part, all this works. Uh, Later on, now we can see here we have add property option, right? So we can see the onboarding process. Like if you want your property to be on the RevEVOLVE lens, like RM Copilot, you how should you start your process? Like adding the property, like what was the first step? Obviously you should schedule the demo first for your property to see your property live data through the RevEVolve lens. So you should visit revevolve.ai. But before that, let's see how the onboarding process works. Okay, so when we click on add property over here, you can see this type of screen. I'm not sure if you can see. Yes, yes, yes. So begin property onboarding. So this is I think 1 2 3 6 and 10 steps you should follow before your property should be look like how we can saw the call, the chat, and the signals. So before that, you just need to fill all this part where you should write property name, property code. This is, I can give you the overview. This is what makes like it is a Copilot persona which helps to like mimic how your property data behaves. It will understand how the requirement is. We can see further on in all this 10 step and you got to know more knowledge about it. But this is just an overview that whenever you give all your data like property name, property type, the location, the room sold, when it will open, what is the room types, competitor rates, the competitors are, then what about the segments they were on, what you are looking for your property, like it is more on the value side, or you want more on the occupancy, like fill up the rooms as fast as you can. So there's all things you need to define to this particular 10 forms, like onboard property process, and then you AI will generate one persona for you, and it will feed it to our RM Copilot, and it will give you the signals mostly based on that persona type, right? So we'll see the brand affiliation, what is your brand, the property type, the total rooms your open, last renovation, then what are the room types you should add it over here, like it is a king standard, double queen, king suites, whatever. Then you should add write the street address for the location, city, the states. Then it is like all the properties on the RevEVOLVE is right now for the PMS. You can also add it for the channel manager also. Here you should select whatever your properties PMS is. Then next step, here you should write the market type, like it is nearer to the airport, nearer to the highway, or it is in the suburban or business park side, what is your market type. Then the primary demand drivers, like you should click on like corporate, airport, then the seasonal report, sports events, whatever your property is around. Then you should select the competitive sets, like 4 competitors with the rooms. Then here you can see your rate position in market, like you should be a rate leader for the markets, like compared to your competitors. You should above the average, you should meet peg, or you should value position. All this form you should fill it up. Then your annual room target, revenue target, you should write over here. Then last year average ADR. Then all these goals, like a budget, or we can say target numbers, you should write over here. The primary KPI focus right now, it is for the rev part. You can select it for, let's say, occupancy, that you want your hotel to fill rooms first, and then the rate is the secondary part, so you can select the occupancy. Then on strategy priority, and all the Q1 to Q4 budget targets. Then we have price distribution, where we can see you should keep your rate to floor or to the ceiling, the number of the bar tires. Then the pricing philosophy, like whether you should be aggressive, like pushing rates, like RM Copilot should give you more suggestion on push rates, or you want the smart optimization, like moderate ones, or you want to protect module, then RM Copilot give you mostly related to that type of signals. Then you should click on the discount programs offered, like that is right now limited, but we will have a feature where you can add yours also. So here right now you can click on anyone you are think upon. And then we have OTA rate strategy, where you click on rate parity, direct booking advantage would be your OTA rate strategy, or maybe OTA premium, like 10 to 15% about the direct bookings would be the OTA premium. Then you can see the distribution through the your targeted channel, like on which channel you want to look. So it should be like 100%, like some summation of all this, like OTA would be 35, direct would be this, group would be this, or other like employees or wholesale part will become for the 5%, right? Then we have average commission rate for OTAs, prefer OTA partner to whom you want to select. Then we have the guest segments, which is mostly basis on the segments that you have for your property, whether you have 5, whether you have 6, so it will show up over here, and you can set your percentage that wise. Then you have a loyalty program, if you have any, you have group lead time days, whatever you have, you can select it over here, you can put it over here. Then we have high season months, like from January, if you had high, March or December, whichever month that you are high, which are the low months. Then we have the strongest day, like we can say weekends are the strongest. Then weakest day, which was like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, will be the weakest day of your property. It is totally depend on the location and the property you have. Then if you have any events or anything else that you have, you can write in the demand drivers. Then we have special contacts, like if you want a renovation, like renovation details over here. Then rooms that are in the service, like not for the sale. Then expected duration, like for how much duration it will kept out of order. Then market change or competitive trends, if you want to write over here. Anything else that RM Copilot persona should know, like extra information you can give in the special context. Then we have Copilot behavior, where you can add what your Copilot should in the communication style. So here I've selected the detail and the analytical one. If you want executive summary, you can click on it. Then alert sensitivity, I want it moderate, not high, not low. Then I want decision authority, it is only recommended by the RM Copilot, like let him decide it. Then Copilot personality, how you want a data analyst, a RM coach, or like a strategic advisor. Then you can click on the priority focus area from here. Then you want your daily summary to deliver every morning, weekdays, or only on the weekends, whatever option you want, we can customize it. Then next you can see all the review, that you are selected, and when you click on active RM Copilot for this property, it will generate a like a specific RM Copilot persona, and we will feed it to the LLM that your RM Copilot active to. So this is how you can see the property onboarding, and you need to fill all this data to train your RM Copilot or to mimic your RM Copilot likewise. Okay, so we are left with the email scheduling part. So as I've told you that you should add your email on that and just click on the send, and you'll receive this type of report like RM Copilot daily summary. Here you can see all the KPIs that you want, then arrival, departures, and stay over for 29th of March. Then you have a short AI smart summary that is generated based on such data as like alert data and everything. Then you have the critical signals like rate parity, AR dilution over here. It's just that you do not want to open your laptop and just you want to read through your mobile. So you can just scroll it and you should check it whatever the performance is right now going on for your property, and how would you take the next step further looking at such alerts and signals. So for high area dilution and everything, then we have a March month to date KPIs. Then we have pickup for 7 day, 3 day, and 1 day. Then we have a 7 day strategy outlook. Here we have all the dates, occupancy, ADR, and forecast for next 7 days. Then we have past week performance. We have 14 days forward on the books, like which is rooms, occupancy, ADR, our rate, like our self rate, and competitors' average rate. Then we have forecast for the comparison. Then we have rate recommendations, like current we are at 114, our comp set is at 137, and our recommended rate would be 143. Maybe for like for that day, our because our 29 March our occupancy is a lot of like on higher peak level, so that's why it's recommended as this much. And here we can see for the 38, we recommended our competitor average would be 155, but it recommended 105 rate. Then we have left to sale, and we have pickup also, which is 22, which is good number. Then we have market split over here also, rooms, ADR, revenue, and our last year. Last year, we have no corporate negotiated, local negotiated, OTA retail, unmapped, and corporate discount. It is all in this year. Then we have the recap report over here for yesterday, today, month to date, and year to date. Then we have monthly forward summary, like on the book occupancy, the April, and for the March, sorry, for the May. So we have March, April, and May monthly forward summary. So this at the last we have month end projection also. So this type of emails, like every revenue manager hotel you maybe need for to look at what their pricing is, how this month is working for them, how this week is working for them. Is there anything that they need to make, like push their rates or stop any pause any segment for the segment side, and is there anything they are like in the risk side or not? So all this factor that revenue manager should take will be in the RM Copilot, we can say in the chat, in the voice, or in the email, in the signal, in every part. All this we see that this gap of the hotel industry will fulfill by such AI agents. Like they helps revenue manager to take a strategy for. They helps them to visualize the data from all the spreadsheet to into one dashboards. So AI assistant, AI RM Copilot, by RevEVOLVE will help a lot to such revenue manager. So if you want your hotel data to see through the RM Copilot lens, then schedule your demo today by visiting RevEVolve.ai. I kept the link in the description below. If you have any query, if you have any suggestion or feedback for us, please reach out to us. And we will show you your hotel live data into RM Copilot. Till then, thank you. Have a nice day.